Hey, it began when I made this video called The Start of Social Engineering by Mass Shootings on Mass Media in 1966. So we're going to go back in time with this video to Texas, and what I did was I took the episode of Star Trek where they're trying to blast into the engineering room, and they're using their phasers to cut the side of the wall, and they're cutting it in the shape of the state of Texas. So this airs September 28th, 1966. Now that takes us back in time to what happened in Texas in 1966. And we'll join the Huntley-Brinkley report here.
Brinkley is on vacation. I'm Chet Huntley. For an hour and a half today, the normally placid university and capital city of Austin, Texas, was held in the grip of a terror which began in killing and ended in killing. A maddened former Marine, a 24-year-old student in the architectural school named Charles Whitman, first killed his wife and mother in their home. Then he fled to the top of the University Tower, a 27-story building, and from there shot to death at least 13 other people and wounded at least 31. The carnage did not end until police ended Whitman's life with several bullets. Here is a report from Neil Speltz of KTBC-TV, Austin.
A Marine veteran who was an expert marksman shot and killed 10 unsuspecting noontime strollers on the University of Texas campus today, and then he was cut down an hour and a half later by an Austin policeman. When the shooting ended, 30 others were seriously injured. And then the bodies of the alleged sniper's mother and wife were found in his apartment, both dead. The tally at this hour is 13 dead, 30 wounded, and that figure includes the death of the man police say did the shooting. The sniper, identified as 24-year-old Charles J. Whitman, started shooting from the observation deck of the 27-story tall University Tower. He fell moving targets blocks away. The terror-filled 90 minutes started at 5 minutes before 12 Austin time, and it was one...
Notice how they know the precise time of everything. And what do you see? You just see somebody carrying something. It could be a dummy. It actually could be a person. And there's nothing going on except filming. This is your early disaster drama filming passed off as actual fact reality. That's all it is. It was 1966. Trying to scare the population, especially college students.
When policeman Ramiro Martinez shot Whitman. Victims were cut down on the west and south sides of the campus as the snipers...
See, what do you have? Just some people running around in front of cameras. Now, if there's anybody really wounded, they're going to be looking and seeing a camera. They're wondering, what in the world are you doing filming us? They're just students that were paid to make a film.
Zeroed in on his targets with unerring accuracy. Those who were felled with bullets from the high-caliber rifle were pulled to safety as soon as possible by officials.
Does it really look dangerous to you? Or does it look like all the, quote, shootings that we've seen in schools? They were at universities, now they're at schools. Guess the universities are safe now.
And passers-by, others crouched in terror. Heavily armed Austin police, sheriff's deputies, highway patrolmen, and Texas Rangers converged on the
heroes! Ta-da! All right, So enough of that. You know it's fake, right? It's 1966. All right, the 1st of August. Now that Star Trek episode came out September 28th, I believe, 1966. So it came out a little bit later. And in my original video there, I suggested they didn't coordinate the timing exactly the way they wanted to. But they were cutting into the control room. Why? Because you'll see that above where they're cutting, it's the engineering room. This engineering control room. Social engineering control. Get it? I know you do, or you wouldn't be watching my videos. But I have more on this. Latest development. I couldn't but help notice something additional about it because I investigated it further. So here we go. Now supposedly there was an individual killed by the name of Karen Griffith, 17-year-old, supposedly. Shot down August 1st, 1966 in Austin, Texas, at the University of Texas. Do you know who that is? Do you know who that is? Well, I'm going to show you. We're going to go to the picture. Okay, now on the left is the so-called victim, Karen Griffith. On the right is the one who will become known as Carol Burnett. Now, just about this time, 1961, Carol Burnett is starting to become a celebrity, appearing on television shows. Okay, she's not very well known. We'll get to that in just a minute. He's not very well known. But you can see the so-called victim that was shot and killed, Karen Griffith, was just someone who's going to become very well known much later. But as of right now, in 1966, she's not extremely well known. All right, but she's broke her way into television. Okay, so who is Carol Burnett? I'll take you to another video that I have on another channel. And that channel is Plato's Cave Revisited. And here's the title of the video. So let's just watch that so you can see who the real Carol Burnett is. Hey, this video is going to show you that the one who played the part of Carol Burnett, which was a popular television show for many, many years, will actually reveal to everyone that she, on stage, is a she, but in reality, she is a man. She will admit to this and literally show you the hoax that was played on the American public. How many women sat back and said, "Oh, I love the Carol Burnett show. I love Carol Burnett. And a lot of them were just women because they thought she was really a funny woman. Well, Carol Burnett is going to reveal to the public the real secret behind this actor. Now try to remember that history is a stage and actors are in front of you. And this is just sort of a demonstration that you can be so fooled so easily, and that a lot of the characters of history were just simply actors playing a role. Okay, let's take you to the Carol Burnett show and then sort of to the backstage and off the air, and Carol is going to get really, really revealing here.
Well, I want you to know that the same fellow who does all of Cher's clothes, Bob Mackey, does mine. Now, I want you to see the kind of work that goes into one of these outfits. And the man is a genius, I must say, and he designs all these things. And I think, since we're not on in the family hour, that you can see this.
Okay, there's on stage and off stage. Right, so I'll end that portion of the video and I'll take it back to my original Mr. Scott cutting through the wall there, and it's in the shape of the state of Texas. So I've been watching some of the original Star Trek episodes, and this one's called The Naked Time, and it was broadcast September 28, 1966. Now, in the engineering room is Mr. Riley, and he's singing, "I'll Take You Home Again, Kathleen." It's like he's drunk, but he's under the power of some strange disease that was acquired from the planet's surface. And this strange thing is threatening all the crew to kind of turn them into mindless, drunk idiots. And Mr. Scott, on your right, along with his assistant, is going to try to cut into where the controls are to open the door. And as this episode aired, America was looking at the shape of Texas. Now, it's rather crude and it's not completely accurate, but if you look at the shape of the panel they're cutting, it's very similar to the shape of the state of Texas. Okay, so just take a look at the shape, and you'll see that what they're cutting looks very similar to that, just slightly off in places. So I began to ask myself a question: why would they be cutting a metal plate in the shape of the state of Texas? And I was rather puzzled by that until just a few minutes ago. And then the answer came to me. And the answer comes with the events that took place in Texas in 1966. So we've got to go to Texas, 1966. What went on, in particular, in Texas in 1966. So on the 1st of August, 1966, there will be an incident. There will be an incident whereby it's called the Tower Shooting. The Texas Tower Shooting, whereby a gunman. Okay, I'll stop that video. You can watch it, but I want to take it back to the picture to just once again nail it for you. One of the victims, Karen Griffith, is actually Carol Burnett. (1966), Austin, Texas, tower shooting victim, Karen Griffith. Who's Carol Burnett? Actually, Mike Burnett, as I showed you in the other video. Oh, one thing leads to another for me, and it never stops, people. That's why I just pour out the videos, because it never stops in my mind. I'd like to thank you for watching the video. End of video.